Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-April 2025 love reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past, present, future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight, and that's where the bridge and the gap then comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm clearly referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the card that's on the right is the other person's. If you feel that's the way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Three of Staves. So this is Aries energy here, and what I'm getting from this primarily could just be saying that to this point, you might have felt like you were doing more to work within the connection, and because of that, you might have felt like, okay, I've done my fair share, and now I'm going to wait to see if this person's going to reciprocate or not. Past energy on their side, we have the Page of Pentacles. So to me, this says that more than likely they were more focused on their own thing. It's not necessarily that they might not have had interest in you, but just more so that they were more wrapped up in what they had going on. For some of you, it could even be, if we take the artwork literally, maybe they were more focused on music, right? If they're musicians, things along those lines there. But yeah, looks like they just might have been in their own world a little bit in the past. Present energy on your side, we have love. So this is the equivalent of the Lovers in traditional tarot, which is Gemini energy. And yeah, to me, seeing this here, it looks like your feelings for this person are really growing, right? So even if you were trying to wait back and hoping to see if they'd reciprocate as far as what you've given to the connection up to this point, looks like your feelings might still be growing for them at this time. Present energy on their side, we have the Hermit. So Virgo energy here, and if we look at the artwork, what I'm getting from this is, again, an energy of someone who's very much keeps to themselves, basically, so look at that picture on the desk there, right? It makes me think of someone who, they do value the people in their lives, but they just might not be openly expressive about those feelings, we even see it looks like they're opening a drawer there, so that makes me think of something tucked away, right? That they don't necessarily express very openly. So yeah, I feel like this is saying that while it looks like you might be wearing your hearts on your sleeves, this person might also feel similarly toward you, but they're just not necessarily very open about expressing those feelings. All right, future energy on your side, we have the Nine of Arrows. So yeah, so ultimately this is Gemini energy here again, but it could just be saying that more than anything, you might start to really feel concerned, right? Like, okay, what's the deal with this person, right? Do they feel the same way I do? Things along those lines there. And if we look at the artwork, we see what looks like an angelic figure in the background. It looks like they're extending that arrow, and that would represent communication, and then all of these arrows are pointed and the cards toward that direction. So you might even be getting signs and synchronicities that are encouraging you to speak out about what you're feeling, right? And to try to get clarity from this person, but for whatever reason, you might be reluctant to do so. Right, future energy on their side, we have the Six of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here. And what I'm seeing with this artwork in particular could also just be saying that maybe when they are doing their own thing, you might assume the worst, right? So you might be like, oh, maybe they're seeing other people, things along those lines there. But if you look at the artwork here, it looks like someone who's, definitely two friend groups, right? So I feel like this is saying, if that's the case, I feel like this is saying that ultimately they just enjoy their personal time, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're seeing other people or interested in other people. It's just that they really tend to be a bit more reclusive for the most part, and it could just be more so like if these are old friends of theirs, right, then okay, maybe they're comfortable hanging around them, but when it comes to romantic connections, maybe it takes them a longer time to warm up to another person. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Six of Staves. So this is Leo energy here, which is your house of relationships. So yeah, to me, ultimately, this says that it looks like you we're confident about this connection, at least at one point, right? So, like I said, it looks like in the future, it looks like you might start to get a little bit worried, right? A little bit anxious around where the connection's going, but at the very least, it looks like at one point you did seem to be quite confident about the connection. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Queen of Cups. So yeah, we look at the artwork here. We do see they have that mask and it's pulled away from their faces. So yeah, it could just be one of those things where it could just be saying with time they'll come to the realization that okay, yeah, whoever they just didn't feel safe to, or they don't necessarily view it as important as you might feel like. Excuse me. Eventually, they will actually open up and express those feelings for you. So again, like I said, I just think it's more so where it takes them a while to open up to someone. All right, we'll see what we get from the Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love Oracle card deck. I'm just going to give it this few shuffles. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'll just cut the deck and pull a card. And next, I'll do the same thing with the Wisdom Oracle deck. So, just going to give this one a few shuffles now. All right, and take this card here. And we'll take a look at that Messages of Love card first. All right, we have Past Life Love. It says your soul remembers this intense connection. So interesting there, right? Because intense makes me definitely think of the lover's energy that we see in the present on your side. And the Six of Cups energy could also point to past energies as well. So yeah, maybe that's part of why you feel such a strong pull, right? Maybe you guys have had a connection in the past life. Now, if that's the case, it seems like this person certainly seems to be a bit more oblivious to that. But at the very least, that might explain the strong draw that you're feeling toward them. All right, and from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Loyal Heart. There's the artwork, and the number is 35. So yeah, Loyal Heart is interesting. I mean, we'll read the message from the book, but this makes me think of what I was saying there, where with the Nine of Arrows, maybe you assume the worst, right? Where you're like, oh, if they're not with you, you might think, oh, are they seeing other people, this, that, and the other, right? And like I said, it seems like, yeah, if anything, they spend a lot of time alone, and if they are out, it tends to be really they're just giving their focus to their friends. You know, they're not even worried about anyone outside of that. So, but we'll see what it says in the book. All right, the relationship message says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. So yeah, like I said, if nothing else, if you were having some fears about them having someone else in the picture, that doesn't seem to be the case. These cards seem to support that as well. But yeah, but at the same time, if you feel like your needs aren't being met within the connection, right, then maybe that would be a worthwhile conversation to have there to see if they could put more effort in that regard. Because it does look like they do have the genuine feelings, but like I said, it seems like they might struggle a bit to express them. But hopefully there wasn't any for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.